Welcome.
Thank you.
I saw you in Hamburg last year.
Oh, excellent.
It was an excellent, wonderful concert.
You were the one that was there. Thank you.
Yeah, and like 10,000 other people.
It was wonderful. It was a wonderful night.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
here.
So,
we just heard a little bit of your new record, Awake.
Yes.
And I know you answered this question before in there, but not in front of a camera. So, why Awake?
Why Awake? I was looking for, I like the simple titles. My first album was the simplest, just my name. The second album was closer. This album, I wanted to have a word that really represented for me the kind of positive energy that happened in creating these songs. And what I said in there was that, when you start a creative process from the beginning, you don't know where you're going to go. You don't have the security blanket of saying, oh, I'm just going to do what's safe, or I'm going to do what everybody, I know everybody likes, so I'm going to do it again. I knew I wanted to break new ground in this album, and so there's a point where you're very much feeling asleep inside. You're feeling no inspiration's coming. You don't know what to do. You're thinking to yourself, will I even make a third album? And then you start hearing things in your head, and you start hearing ideas that you want. And as those ideas start coming into the speakers and coming out, and they're on CD, and they start coming out, and you hear them the way you want to hear them. It feels like an awakening. It feels like a part of you is now alive that wasn't when you first started. And so I felt like awake was the appropriate word to describe that feeling. And also there's a song that I wrote called Awake that's going to be on the special edition of the CD. So
cool. That one song, February, that reminded me a little bit. Of course, it's like a symphonic rock song, or something. A little bit. It reminded me of "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" by Pink Floyd.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to make a point.
Well,
that wasn't really a question.
They're a great influence on a lot of people, so it's great.
And something else that when I saw the little clip before you came on, I was like, oh, you have a very interesting face. You look like when you laugh, it's like a childlike joy. And then there's also like this old soul in your eyes.
Wow. Well,
does that mean anything when I say that? Now you can answer something.
Yes. I know exactly what you mean. I feel like a little kid. For me, humor and I have this real goofy quality about me where I could just go on for a whole day where I act like a 5-year-old, and God help anybody that's around me for that day because I do. I love to laugh. I love humor. I love, you have to keep that child in you. And I think that one of the things that makes this creative process fun is that you have to. And when you're acting, they always tell you, remember your child self, and it's always alive and well in me. But at the same time, I feel, one of my teachers told me, you're an old soul, Josh, you're an old soul. I was like, okay, what does that mean?
The only one.
No, you weren't the only one. So people have told me that before, and I think it's just, I think that just comes from hopefully, having, an understanding of human beings and having compassion, and I don't know, just trying to grow up a little bit. It's not worth it. It's overrated. I know. Definitely.
I have to know something. You did a duet with Barbra Streisand.
I did, yes.
How was she?
Phenomenal. She was, when you work with somebody of her stature, you're scared to death, first of all, and you hang on every word she has to say, because you want to talk about somebody. I was talking in there about not being afraid to break boundaries, not being afraid to listen to your inner voice. She is somebody who stood her ground. She did everything that was not supposed to be done, and she became a legend. And she is the pinnacle. She is the person that every person who wants to sing, write songs, act, do film, she's done it all. She's brilliant. And so to do this song with her was a huge honor, and she was very, very nice, and she's been a great friend. And hope we can do it again sometime. But she's just the best.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Then, Your Love, Don't Give Up gave me the chills.
Thank you.
And there also wasn't a question in there, right?
No, but I can elaborate on that if you'd like.
Talk about it. Talk amongst yourself.
Well, yeah, sure. Well, thank you for that. It gave me chills too when I first heard it, and I knew this was a song that I wanted to sing. And sometimes you need to sing songs that you needed to hear when you heard them. And for me, this message, it's about people helping people, and it's about hopefully the listener can listen to that song and either be helped by it or they can become even the song has I will help you, I will raise your spirits, whatever. There's hopefully the listener will take the I and make it themselves and help other people, and it's about seeing the world as a bigger picture and just knowing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and this too shall pass, even though it doesn't seem that way at that exact moment. I mean, nobody falls into a deep, dark hole like I do, so it's nice to. It was really nice to hear that song, and nice to be able to sing a song that has that message.
Nice. Very, very nice. And how does it feel when did the word Grobanite first came up?
Oh, that's
so interesting.
That sprung up immediately. No, don't do that. But okay, all right, maybe if you'd like, sure. The fans kind of call themselves that. I would say most of the internet fans call themselves that. It's kind of spread since then, and I thought, well, it sounds like a disease. It sounds like I got taken with Grobanitis, but. It's a good disease, hopefully. But that came right immediately when I did Ally McBeal 4 years ago. They said we have to come up with a name for ourselves. Grobamaniacs, Grobanite. No, that has a ring to it, so that's how it happened.
That's cool.
Questionnaire time.
So what's happening?
This interview's over. Just enjoying this great city, having a good time, traveling around the world. I'm taking care of my dog at home. That's been fun.
Oh, what kind of dog?
I have a little Wheaton Terrier. He's great.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is. I have a picture of him in my phone I can show you. He doesn't shed, which is great. He's like the size of like a Benji type dog, and he's really sweet and very rambunctious. So we have a good time.
Cool.
And other than that, just hanging out with friends.
Cool. If it was possible, would you put yourself in a freezer and come back in 100 years?
Half of me says yes, just because of how curious I would be. And half of me says that I'm very, very scared at this exact moment in time for the future, and scared for my kids and my grandkids. I think that, we're in a very strange time where we have the option as our generation to be assertive and speak our minds and hopefully change the world for our kids, or sit back and watch it happen. And I don't know. I think that yes. I think ultimately. Yes, I mean, I certainly wouldn't, we don't wish for ourselves to disappear. We want to experience as much as we can and be very curious to see the world in 100 years. Hopefully, in the next year, we all get a kick in the butt and we start changing things for the better.
Make this world a better place.
Make this world a better place. You are loved.
Ist es schlimm mit dem Ton, ne?
Ist nicht so schön. Wir haben jetzt die Fenster mal zugemacht.
Okay. Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs, actually.
Oh, cool.
Combination. I like the looseness of boxers, but the support of briefs. So, cut them in half, get the two.
Okay.
It's good.
What's on your nightstand?
What's on my nightstand? A picture of my dog, a very funky lamp, an alarm clock that I never use, and a book. It's the new David Sedaris book.
Oh,
cool. It's what is it called? It's,
corduroy thing?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dress your family in corduroys, something like that.
Right.
I love David Sedaris.
Yeah,
he's just
fun.
amazing. So
yeah. Cool. Who's the most important person in your life?
The most important person in my life. I know probably everybody says this, but I'd really split it between my mom and my dad. Together they are the perfect person. Because my mom is just this brilliant. She's artsy. I get my emotion from my mom. We are always on the same level emotionally. We're feeling things at the exact same time. My dad is the more business side of things, and I can always talk to him about getting a bigger picture and just making sure that I'm focused and stay the course. Both of them keep me humble. Both of them keep me grounded, and I feel, it's to have that love and to have that support. Would not be able to do it without them. So they're my force.
Oh, you're a good boy.
I'm a good guy.